Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So today I'll be talking about another topic that's a customer service using artificial intelligence. I wanted to set the expectation straight away that this is not a programming course. I'm not going to talk about deep learning. I'm not going to talk about neural networks. I'm not going to talk about backpropagation, sigmoid functions, or supervised machine learning or unsupervised. I'll be talking about from a business context, right? Because this is a service cloud certification, and you should understand the things which you can use, which is out of box functionality, or you can configure it. And it's a general discussion, right? I'll try to make it exciting as much as I can. My apologies, it's going to be a theory session, right? I cannot show you the code. We're not going to do any Python programming, or for that matter, you know, R or Java, we're not going to touching the code, right? So just to understand how you can improve your customer service using artificial intelligence features provided by Salesforce. Okay. Now, why do we need an AI at first place, right? Because if think about a scenario, you're running a contact center. So let's do some, fancy drawing. I mean, clunky, ugly drawing. Ugly is the new fancy terms because anyone can make a drawing prettier. But someone who makes a drawing extremely ugly, you need a skill for that, right? I'm skilled in that kind of stuff to make a drawing extremely ugly. So my apologies for that. So this is a alien-looking agent or customer who wanted to contact customer service, right? So for instance, uh, to talk about the solar panels, right? I love the word solar panels, right? It's pretty amazing technology, right? So it helps with the climate change as well. So customer service, sorry. So customer calls the customer service, department to talk about an issue with the solar panel, right? I mean, it's okay. I mean, if only a few customers calls you every day and agents are well equipped to handle the customer queries. But imagine if you're getting thousands of calls every day, right? Or say 10,000 calls every day because your company is growing and customers are showing interest in your product. They wanted to know more about it. They wanted to be part of that, the growth. So they wanted to buy more and more solar panels, right? There's a huge sudden demand in solar panel. Now agents are under pump, from all the queries getting, and they also realize they're getting lots and lots and lots of similar queries. Yes, that's true that we have knowledge article in place, but the most of the customers they still wanted to have that personal interaction. So, in that scenario, right, it kind of become tedious for an agent to handle all of the queries by themselves. So they use the concept of artificial intelligence. So now AI, I'm not talking about a fancy robot sitting in the office and saying, hey, or the Star Trek movie you're talking about. We're not talking any of those things. We're talking about a software. We're talking about the functionality which Salesforce offers so that, it kind of streamline the process for you, make the life of an agent a bit easier, right? Yes, AI won't take your job. It's a pretty misconception. It's just the garbage that feeds in the people feed. Like Elon Musk going saying that AI is the biggest threat, but then he go and builds the most advanced AI. It's kind of a hypocritical statement to me if you look at it, even though I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. But still, right? You talk about something and then go exactly do the same thing, right? So artificial intelligence will never take humans' job. It will in fact assist human to achieve greater things together. That's what AI is about. So that's exactly what I'm going to explain. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about the concept like machine learning, right? So like I said, I'm not going to go into detail, but machine learning is one of the subset of artificial intelligence like deep learning. So the machine learning, when you talk about machine learning, it's like in simple terms, if you wanted to explain this to your grandma, how do you explain, right? You have a system which takes some information and gives you an output. In simple terms, you feed a recipe for the pancake through uh, to a machine, and it will give you a pancake. The more you feed different recipes, you're gonna get a better kind of pancake, right? Maybe that's a bad example. Or you can say you're brewing a beer, right? So you try to provide the right ingredients first. You get an output, a fancy, not a fancy, sorry, okay kind of beer, right? Then next time you feed a different ingredients, it will generate a different beer. So every time you feed a new ingredients or new, every time you tweak an ingredient, the machine kind of learn by itself to make you a better quality beer. So that's where the machine learning comes in the picture. It grows based on the data you supply, right? It learns from the input data you supply to give you an output. Okay. So you feed the information about the solar panel based on the customer response, based on other stuff, right? It kind of learn itself, it kind of outgrow itself from the data you provide and provide a better result every single time. So, and eventually it meets a threshold or it will meet the required result, right? So, or another example I wanted to say, you might have used Alexa, right? Amazon Alexa. So you said to Alexa, "Hey Alexa, can you turn on the temperature? Turn on the lights, please. Can you turn on the music? Can you lower down the music?" So Alexa does pretty much the stuff for you. So how does the Alexa do that? Because Alexa, you trained Alexa based on the input, right? And Alexa, Alexa train itself because of the algorithms being supplied behind the scene. So, in simple terms, machine learning learns. It's a machine learning. It's like where machine learn itself, right? Rather than hard coding in a good old days, right? For instance, spam detection in your email, right? So it's a kind of a machine learning in place. You can't say if the word contains strange mark it as spam, else the word contain this, mark it as spam, else. So if you're building that kind of stuff, you have to build extremely complicated logic to cater for every scenario, because the spammers are getting more and more clever. They're adding more and more stuff to it. So how long you can code, right? So instead, use the machine learning. Machine will figure out thus, or your algorithm will figure out, okay, so this is the input I'm getting, so I have to work it out in different ways. Next time when you try to feed it, it will learn it from the previous input and try to figure out by itself. So that's why machine learning is very powerful. And in machine learning, there's a concept called natural language processing. That's where you might have heard, right, different language. So, for instance, the Google has uh, Google Translator, right? So where you that's kind of use the machine learning or NLP behind the scene, which is the natural language processing. So it all depends on the data. Okay. So now coming back to our customer service analogy, right? So the things which you can do, right, from a Salesforce perspective, you can make smarter customer service with Einstein. Okay. So Salesforce has an Einstein. Um, Sorry, let me type it. Right, Salesforce has an Einstein, and Einstein pretty much. Why do we need Einstein? Right, it's used for three things on Salesforce Service Cloud space. It is to increase deflection and reduce handling time, and it will turbocharge agent productivity. And the third, it's for rapid deployment and time to value. So because the Service Cloud Einstein is pretty much integrated with the Salesforce and your existing service channel, so which is pretty much out of box, right? So that's what I meant, rapid deployment and time to value. So I talked about turbocharge agent productivity, right? So that is like an Einstein agent, which gives your agents intelligent in context suggestions, helping them to do what they do, boosting customers. So when we talk about Einstein, right, we're going to talk about four things. Okay, I'll just move to the next page. That is the Einstein Bot, which is very powerful. Then we have Einstein Agent. This is just a theory, right? It's not a hands-on. So just to make you guys understand the functionality and capability that's out there, within Salesforce. So discovery, like I said, right? I mean, if you wanted to know more about um, AI and deep learning. There are different courses out there. But before you get into deep learning, I would highly encourage you to, if you're not a programmer, right, then I would highly encourage you to learn programming first. Python is the most preferred language. The reason why it's the most preferred language because most of the research, most of the libraries, algorithms are built using Python. In saying that, you can also use other technology. You can use Java. You can use C++. Microsoft has their own, framework. Google has their own framework. You can use, it's up to you, right? I mean, you just need to investigate which works for you. But or sometimes you don't even have to code everything from the scratch. There are a lot of out of box cloud services like Amazon has, Azure has, Google has, so you can make use of those, right? You can also use TensorFlow, right? You can use Kera. There are different frameworks out there, right? So I'm not going to get into the details. That's a topic for different day. So right. So and plus, I'm not usually covering any AI stuff, right? Because I mostly want to focus on Salesforce. Okay. Sorry, I digress, but just I thought of mention, right? If you're interested to know, anyways. Okay, Einstein bots, right? It's usually resolve top customer issues. Okay, bots, right? You might have interacted with a chatbot. Say you might have talked to, say for instance, you might have logged into Jetstar, right? So let's log into Jetstar, right? Just an example. Um, so usually, I don't know. Let's see if we can chat somewhere. I haven't used it for ages, but I think there is a search flight. No, uh, maybe they have taken it off. I don't know. Maybe I can't find it. This is one of the managed booking check-in flying with us. How do you talk to somebody, right? Okay, Jetstar chat, Jetstar chat online. Uh, how do Jetstar? I mean, I for some reason I couldn't find it. My apologies because I thought I can show you guys, but right, okay, whatever. Sometimes the user interface, right? Contact us. Okay, let's see. Contact us. I remember chat. I don't know, or maybe they have taken it off that feature because of COVID. I'm not sure, but they used to have a chat side where normally, let's see, just can you do that? All right, sorry, my apologies. I can't demonstrate that using Jetstar. So I've used the Jetstar. I think a couple of years ago, or a year ago, before because I wanted to travel to Queenstown. So I used the Jetstar, and there was a chat side where you can automatically dust. You know, it's like a bot in place. You know what? I'll show you the best example. Countdown. Right? Why the heck to bother with the Australian company anyway? Oh, well, Countdown is kind of anyways. Ask Olive, right? This boy. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is a chatbot. You can see, right? So, so like online query. So this is very powerful, right? So this is something you can use in the Salesforce side using Einstein Bot. Now, what's the use of it, right? So, for instance, if I'm shopping on using a countdown website, I might have online query. I might have wanted to do. I mean, I can do live chat, but if I wanted to have an online query, say for instance, online query, so they will give you a few options, right? So this will make your life easier. Rather than waiting in a queue, waiting for an agent, you can figure out most of the things by yourself, right? If you can, for whatever reason, you can pretty much go and say live chat. Not live chat. Yeah. So this is one of the good options, right? So this is one of the options. Like you can do something similar using Einstein Bot. I haven't configured it, so that's why I can't demonstrate it. But I thought I can give you an idea what I actually meant by bots, right? So then we have Einstein Agent, so which pretty much drives agent productivity across the contact center. So this is they use intelligent case routing, automatic triaging, and case field prediction, right? Um, and then we have Einstein Discovery, so it's usually used by managers, which pretty much help them to take action with predictive service KPIs, right? So it pretty much helps them serve with real time analysis of drivers that impact KPI, like CSAT score and etc. Right? Then Einstein vision is more like a computer vision, right? It's normally what happens is that you take a picture of an object, and Einstein vision can instantly identify the part, ensuring accuracy for a technician, right? So it's if you have studied computer vision, you'll know it's pretty much similar. So these are the out of box functionality. These are the functionality which Salesforce. Oh, I'm not saying out of box, but I'm saying it's these are the functionality which Salesforce offers. Right, you can make use of it to boost your productivity, to improve the agent's performance, and to help grow that CSAT score, right? Which is, after all, customer service plays a very important role. And also, you can, grow your business. So, in simple terms, if I wanted to summarize it, right? So, the use of AI is for pretty much for everyone. Okay. So it can automate the simple task. So agents are empowered to focus on the customer and to do what is really important, rather than spending time working through basic inquiries and kind of usual things which bots can take care of it. So that's one way you can streamline your process and also give better customer experience to your customers, right? There are times where bots are not capable of answering every questions, because we haven't reached to that stage of AI evolution where everything is instantaneous, right? AI can do this, AI can do that. There is a limitation. Researchers are working on it. As the time goes by, we will see better artificial intelligence based systems. But for now, this is what we have. So for whatever reason, if your customers are frustrated, it should route it to agent. An agent should acknowledge that, saying, "Hey, I'll take it over from the chatbot, and sorry for the inconvenience. Let's help you out with the problem." Right? So along with agents, your manager can also see a tremendous impact on the performance, right? Obviously, if you're a manager who's managing, say, 5 agents, if agents are performing well, it looks good on the KPI, right? And it also looks good on the manager KPIs as well, right? So, and will help boost the CSAT score. And your customer also can benefit from, because CRM connected AI is pretty much able to personalize experience, right? So customer will get that personalized experience. And who don't like the personalized experience, right? Rather than talking to a deadbeat, right? You obviously prefer to talk to have the customer, personalized experience, so that understand what they like and interest, and so yeah. And when that happens, AI pretty much plays an important role to help grow the business, right? So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. My apologies, I couldn't demonstrate this using hands-on. This is not really a hands-on session. This is not really required from an exam point of view. So I hope you enjoyed it, and think about it. How chatbots can play an important role, not only from a sales perspective, but but when you are dealing with a different software, right? So it could be an AWS, or it could be like a demonstrated countdown in New Zealand. So think about it, how it's helping you in real life, and can you leverage that in Salesforce, right? So that's pretty much I wanted to talk about, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Adios.